In this video, we're going to be adding a vocal layer to the track we've been making with Lethal, and I'll show you a couple tricks that I like to do on vocals to just make them sit a bit better in the mix and feel a little bit more interesting. Let's get started. Okay, so I had this vocal take from another project, and I thought I'd just pop it in here and see maybe it would work with this track. So, I'm not the greatest singer, I'm going to be honest with you, so let's try to bury it a little bit. First thing, it's nice to just put some multi-band compression, kind of brings out the lows and highs and stuff. Feels a bit more close to the mic, a little bit more breathy, which is definitely the vibe I was going for. Put a little bit of chorus on it, just to make it feel a bit weird. Nice. And then probably some delay to hide my skills. Okay. Feels nice. That's starting to feel good. One of the things that I really like to do with vocals is let's just take 3 versions of it. And then this one, what I'm gonna do is I'll pitch this one down an octave. And now I don't want it to sound too monstery or whatever. I don't actually want a ton of this, but I want to have a little bit of this going on. Let's mute one of these for now. So now we've got the original one and then down an octave. Sounds kind of nice, it's getting there. This one we can also add a bit of width onto. So let's do this thing. I'm gonna do a little bit less. Something like that. Okay, and now we're gonna do sort of the same thing, but with an octave above. Now, you'll notice this part is sort of important to play around with because that's really where you're gonna get the tone that you want for the pitched vocals. It really changes quite a lot, so. You can hear how that sound really changes. Even with this part, or you can hear the changes, and you can hear it even more dramatically in the one that we're going to pitch up an octave. So let's go to that. I don't really want that chipmunk sort of feel, so if we use this, let's solo that one to see how it sounds. Kind of just sounds like me, but more high pitched. So that's sort of nice. Then the other thing I would do is maybe pull out different parts of the sound. We can do that right on the group here. So not really sure exactly what to do with this, but I'm gonna take some time to play around with it and just sort of feel out which parts I want to bring out of the vocal sound. And really, this is a trial and error sort of thing here. And I like to really take my time with this part. The next thing that we can do too that I really like doing and I think sounds really cool is I'm just gonna do like a reverse reverb sort of thing, but with some extra stuff on it. So what you do is you take your sample, you reverse it, and then you play this through a reverb and a delay. And what we're gonna do is, I think I'm gonna switch the order of these, and I'm gonna turn the reverb all the way up and the delay to about halfway-ish. Okay, so now we have this sort of thing going on. Now I'm gonna freeze and flatten this. If we reverse this in place, then we have this extra layer. Actually, I'm gonna pull this out of this group here. And this is just everything reversed, so it has kind of a cool sound to it. And then when you combine it with the main vocal, you get this sort of thing. So yeah, so when you reverse it, you get this sort of thing. It's kind of wispy lead into the sound. And the other thing that's kind of interesting about this is if you pitch the reverse reverb up an octave, then you get this pretty weird. This sort of thing. The other thing I really like doing with this is, say we have, these guys are all off, then we can take this and switch this beats mode to every 16th note forward only, and then we can do this sort of like this kind of thing. So we get this kind of trance gate kind of feel. And then if we take that, and generally what I would do is just analog clip and then add a bit of reverb to that, and we get this kind of nice something that's sort of like, you know, it implies that vocals may be coming, but you're not sure when or where or why. I really like to do that for swells also into different sections. So for example, if I was going into this bit here, then maybe I would drop one of these bad boys in like that. Or you can see actually I did the same thing over here. With this one, actually, I did sort of a triplet feel. So if you take this, right, you've got that sort of thing going. If you just consolidate this like this, you can take what would be a group of 4 and switch it and drag it out to 1.5, and then you get this sort of that, or you can even stretch it out even more to say something like this would be. And then you can get these different groupings of 3, which aren't actually available in the, you know, in the beat warp mode or whatever. So I use this kind of thing a ton. I find it really useful for doing nice rhythmic build-ups or that sort of thing. And then again, you know, you'd want to maybe keep like some of this stuff on here so that it kind of still has that same feeling. So that's basically it for what I did for the vocals. We've got this layer here, the reverse reverb. Let's turn on our 3 layers of vocals and take a listen. Sweet, this track is really starting to come together. It's time for me to bounce it and master it, and it's time for you to close the window, download Lethal, and get to work.